Good morning. It has been a hot minute since I filmed last. Yeah, a lot of things have to change with my schedule, but like the first thing is I did pitch madness. I'm really tired. I've only had half my coffee. I did pit mad. I didn't get any likes on it. Although some people were talking about kind of like a twofold thing. Like there were like 500,000 people tweeting out their queries, essentially their tweet pitches, but that a lot of people said a lot of agents weren't participating. Like I'll be honest, like every agent pretty much that I follow tweeted that they weren't participating, but like good luck. It was like tons of agents tweeting that, and then a lot of people saying that they hadn't really seen any likes on things. So like maybe this was the wrong time of year, or maybe we all had crappy pitches. Like it's one of the two things. But what did happen is I had some good engagement. I was doing other things. I wasn't like able to focus in and do a lot of networking and things like that. Like I went through and I retweeted pitches that I really liked, and other people retweeted my pitch, and I was actually able to like gain some new followers and some new people that I wanted to follow, and like it was good for like community engagement. I think if I'd have had more time to focus on the day, I'd have had even more of that. But it was really fun to like just interact with some new writers and to read some pitches that sounded really good. Like some people really went all out on their pitches. So good for anyone who did get likes, but like I didn't see pretty much any. So I mean someone did. Someone had to have, right? But yeah, I didn't. I just watched Camille Myrick's video also about how she didn't get any likes either, and she's talking about the same thing that I had seen, that people were saying like so many people tweeted, but really agents were not out and about, which actually kind of makes sense. A lot of them are still probably doing homeschool, and summer's coming up. Like anyone with kids doesn't have time for new writers, right? So maybe I'll try again in the fall. I think it's in September is the next one, so I'll just keep these pitches on the back burner. Maybe I'll ask a friend for some help, because maybe one of them got a lot of retweets, my like middle of the day one, and so maybe that's the best timing, or maybe that was the best pitch, so we'll kind of weigh that. I had kind of, when I wrote my schedule for my ambitious writing goal schedule, I'd sort of forgotten about the fact that I have a friend visiting for a week. Like, we were supposed to do this last year, and obviously with the pandemic, we sort of waited until we were both not only vaccinated, but like the 2 weeks after, and she's a teacher, so she also had to wait till the school year was done, and then came to visit with her partner, and it was really nice. It was nice to have somebody around. It was a good excuse to clean my house. We went on a really nice hike that like I really want to go back to. It was so beautiful. It was hard and long, but it was so beautiful. And yeah, it was just nice to like talk to somebody in person. I'm a little awkward still. Like I just haven't had a lot of interactions that weren't work interactions. And you know, like just hanging out with friends is such a different thing. The friend who came to visit is my CP. Yeah, it's a different thing when it's someone who like is on a similar brainwave to you than it is when hang out with people who aren't. So it was just really nice to have her around. But for some reason, I had thought that I was going to be all done with the novel, you know, Pitch Madness happened, and then working on poetry the whole week they were here. And now I'm like, why was I thinking that was a good idea? So I'm kind of tweaking things around a little bit. I obviously took that week off. I didn't write it all, but I read a bunch. I read all of The Savior Sister by Jenna Morassi, and I think I'm going to do a video on just that, because I'd like to do more just single book reviews, especially about books that author tubers. Like I think that would be really nice. I don't know why I'm just like holding the camera up. I could have put it on a tripod rather than like keep moving you around, but I'm going to do that. Well, and then there are the kitties. Should focus on them. They're a lot cuter than I am. Let's go. Oh. But the lighting's not as good because I didn't turn on any lights. What are we doing over here? We were wrestling a minute ago. Now we're pretending we're sleeping. Oh, okay. Well, we watched them. Oh, here we go. My goals have sort of changed. I'm going to use the rest of this month to focus on more poetry things. and on getting some more feedback working on the queries for my novel, because I really think I need to have a little bit more time with that. So I'm going to work on my poetry book. I'm going to work on sending out some poetry, and I'm going to work on being query ready with my novel. And that's all of my focuses for this month. I'm not going to like be writing new stuff. Oh, she left. Oh, pie. Yeah, I'm not going to be writing any I'm not going to start writing Circuit. I think I'm going to push back Circuit. I've been thinking about the paranormal romance story, and I kind of like cracked the code for it. So my idea is I'm going to not set it in modern times. I think it was partly my favorite part because I was really enjoying writing the food scenes. Like, writing about the food was a good time. But I feel like for what I wanted that story to be, that wasn't appropriate for that, and I could maybe use those scenes that I loved writing so much for a different story. Cora, do you mind? I'm trying to film. She's down here. There's messes all over. I have not re-cleaned the house very well. I haven't cleaned this room since they left. So I want to rewrite the paranormal romance and make it more of like, you know, straight up fantasy, super lean into the romance aspect, have more of a like Prince and the Pauper situation going on. I don't know if you can hear me over her scratching that cardboard, but hopefully you can. And I might do that for Camp NaNoWriMo and like do a really serious Camp NaNoWriMo for that and get that story out of my system and plan on doing yet another year of Circuit rewrite for proper NaNoWriMo. Because I just can't seem to stop rewriting Circuit, but we'll see once we get there. I really want to rewrite this paranormal romance, and I think that'll be for next month. So all the schedules just kind of shifting around to like accommodate NaNoWriMo and to give me just the rest of this month to do poetry goals and query goals. So I did compile a list of some agents I would like to query who I think have been interested in titles that sound similar or have asked for work that's similar. I have like a short list, and I'm going to look a little more into that and expand it a little bit and probably try and send out a first round of queries by the end of this week. That'd be a pretty good goal. I might do that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. It was really nice doing Pitch Madness because of the interactions I got. But yeah, it was a fail on the querying front because no agents liked any of my tweets. So, but it sounds like I'm not alone, which that's heartening. But I do think it kind of put me in a little bit of a slump too. I think if I had had some really good traction, I'd have been like hitting the ground running, and instead like I very much took the next week off. Yes, I'm going to be doing some query stuff today, and I'll just kind of keep you posted as I go. I think this is going to be more of a short little update than like a proper writing vlog, as I sort of start to transition into poetry and maybe send out a few short story queries. I had some really great feedback that I think I mentioned before on a short story. It was a rejection, but they said they really liked it and to submit another short story to them in the future. So I need to think about doing another short story, but also look at that short story and submit it elsewhere. Because if I'm getting that good of feedback, then the story is probably ready, and I just need to send it to the right person. So, which like, of course, I felt like the story was ready, but someone else felt like the story was ready for them to send like such a good rejection. I want to send that out as well, and I might do that today too. I'm very tired. I need to finish my coffee. Let's do that first. Hey, so I thought about not really saying anything, and then I thought probably if you were on the edge of your seat keeping up with my vlogs lately, which probably nobody is, but if by some chance you were, you probably want to know why I've just kind of fallen off the writing path. And to make it short, I've turned in my 2 weeks for my job. It's just kind of, I'm at that point. I need to. I'm miserable working there, and I think I've mentioned it quite a bit. Things had been getting just busier and busier and busier, and we had not been getting any new employees, any more help, any more structure. And then it got worse and worse with the pandemic, and it's never improved. And I mean, all of last year it was terrible. They ended up kind of trying to make up for it. I say they, just the boss. And kind of trying to make up for it by giving us pretty hefty raise, which I was really appreciative of at the beginning of this year. But honestly, that was like the only thing that got better. And at some point it just had to be like, I'm not being appreciated at work at all. Like all the structure that is there, I pretty much had to come up with on my own. Like I've had to train the few new people we've had, and we've only gotten new people because other people have quit. From like when I started, it's just me and then one other person, and when I told her I was putting my 2 weeks, she's gonna quit too. So what are they gonna do? And it kind of sucks. I had to come to terms a couple months ago with the fact that like I care too much about the business. Like I really, really care about it a lot, and I have this whole time, which I think is why I've been putting up with a lot of shit. And like I'm gonna be really sad to leave, and I'm really sad that they're gonna struggle over there. Like it's gonna be bad for a while. Like just being understaffed will be impossible, and the amount of fires I have to put out at work is incredible. All the time, it's incredible. And like I don't have a lot saved up because I haven't been making a ton of money, and like I went through my expenses for last year and kind of figured out how much I really need to be making to like maintain my lifestyle, and like I don't have that much even saved up. But so I have to find another job. I put in my 2 weeks, so I'm working till the end of the month at this point, and then that's about it. Pi is just like headbutting my hands. I know he knows I'm upset. Ugh, and so he's making it worse by irritating me. I know, he's here out of love. I just wish he'd stop moving. That's what I'm doing with my hands down here, is like trying to stop him from moving. Because he won't. Anyway, so yeah, I've been at this job. Stop. I've been at this job since the beginning of 2018. Like it's been a while. It's the job I've been at the longest, mostly because I've been in one location the longest. I move around a lot. Like I always have moved around a lot. I really like invested a lot. I had felt like the business was really like kind of a home and a family kind of. And it was something steady that I had, especially like during the pandemic when a lot of people didn't have something steady. But it wasn't good. It wasn't healthy. I've been miserable. Been absolutely miserable. I mean, I talked in one of my other videos about how just like cutting down my hours, just like dropping the full time because I wasn't getting benefits anyway since it's a small business. Like just simply dropping the full time and working closer to 30 hours a week was allowed me to like realize my health issues, like to figure out how bad my health issues were and like fix them. Like it took that because it was just taking up so much of my time. Like I'm just stressed to heck all the time. Like my health has been terrible. It's not getting any better. The boss was just kind of a little extra annoying today, and it was sort of like, it's time. Like it's time. It's just getting worse and worse. Nothing has gotten better. I was not being appreciated for the quantity of work I was doing all the time, and like if that's the case, then why am I doing it when I could just keep waiting it out forever, hoping that Josh will land a permanent position and we'll be moving, which was kind of the plan, but that just keeps getting pushed back and back and back, and I can't really rely on that at the moment. So I'm gonna try and find another job. Obviously, like I'm not making my money with YouTube. I'm not making sufficient money with writing. I keep like having these black pit spirals. So even the novel that I was so confidently working on in all of May and made so much progress, like it doesn't feel ready anymore. I just feel very unconfident about it. So it's well past my bedtime and I'm doing this video because I finally was just like, I should probably say something rather than just not is the alternative. So I'm quitting. Actually, I didn't turn in like a formal letter. The boss left early again today because, yeah, he bought a mansion and that's been taking up all his time. So he'll like not work a lot recently and yet still be mad at the rest of us for trying to make up for his slack. That's what's been happening lately, and that's been very stressful. And so since he's focused on that, he left early. So I texted him my 2 weeks notice and of course didn't hear anything back. And I don't work tomorrow, which is also kind of the plan, but also like today is exactly 2 weeks from the end of the month. So it just made sense to just work through the end of the month and then be done. And so I'm sure I have to deal with this on Friday. If he says nothing, then I have to bring it up and be like, by the way, I really am not coming back after this. Because it's not like they're gonna hire someone to replace me in that amount of time. But at the same time, like it's not my problem. It has to not be my problem. And the fact that I've let it be my problem for 3 years? We're going on 4 years? Or is it been 4 years? I don't know. February 2018 was when I started. I don't know what that's going to mean for the writing. Mentally, I have not been there since the beginning of this month. I had my friend come and obviously that took out some of it, and I've been spiraling again. I was actually doing really well today. I was doing great, and then the annoying thing happened and I was like, I have to stop doing this. Like, I don't look healthy to me anymore. Like, I don't do things that are healthy for me half the time. Like, I just keep spiraling. So I need to stop that. Like, even I have friends who've noticed that I'm not really happy anymore. I have friends who've been telling me to quit for years. One of my oldest friend has been telling me to quit for years. And time to listen to her, right? Yeah, she talked to me a little bit tonight and that was nice. And I have been medicating myself on a steady diet of a BTS rabbit hole. My coworkers had tried so hard to get me into BTS and I was kind of like, they're children. But like, they're not actually all super much younger than me. And the more I started watching them, the more I'm like, they're just so talented. And I was like, and they're just so happy. And all their content is just so lovely. And so like, I had been so obsessed with Arashi in my past. And it was kind of like getting back into that kind of thing. BTS is obviously a very different type of group than Arashi was. Arashi are very much like kind of triple threat, but they're very much actors too. So like watching their variety shows, they're characters. Like they're very much actors the entire time. BTS can't seem to act to save their lives. So it's much more of just like a chaotic energy with their variety shows, and it's very cute. They're all very musically talented, but they're all kind of like classically trained rather than like just idol trained. Well, some of them are. And they all have like specific specialties. And so it's interesting to watch. Like, it's a very different group dynamic. Arashi was really the only group I was ever into, and they have a very specific, very like warm, inviting type of atmosphere. And BTS all have their like specific things, and it's just been really nice. There's a ton of content. You can go down this rabbit hole for forever, and that's kind of, I'm just drowning in it. I'm drowning in BTS. My bias is RM, partly because when I was forced to pick a bias by my coworker, he's the one who looked the most like an adult, and as I started watching them, he's the one who speaks English, so it was easiest to get into RM. And then he's just, I mean, that's a beautiful boy. He's just very charming. He's very nice. I like him a lot, but I think J-Hope is really growing on me. Like, what a sweetheart. What, like, I know everyone talks about like he's the sunshine, he's the mother of the group, but like he is the sweetest. He's the one I like want to protect. Yeah, I adore J-Hope. And then probably the one, if I was like younger, who would have been my type would be V. So that's my like in order top 3. Not to say anyone else. My eyes do go to Jimin, but Jimin is my other coworker's bias, so straight off the table. But Jimin's adorable too. Jungkook is my coworker who got me into this, her bias. So he's off the table for 2 reasons. He's also the youngest, so I'm like, he is way too young for me to have him as a bias at this point in my life. So I'm gonna stick with the a little bit older ones. Anyway, it's like really far past my bedtime. Lately I can't sleep though. I'm the type who like is really good about going to bed on time, go to bed like by 11, wake up 7, 8 on my weekends, partly because of the cats, and lately like I can't sleep. I'm like going to bed late and waking up early, and I just cannot sleep. And I know it's the stress, and I know it's work, and I know it's like all these things all coming together, and now it's because I'm kind of sad about all of that. I'm a little sad about not getting a response to my text, but like I didn't expect one really. And I read a quote on Tumblr. I know this isn't probably very interesting. I'm just trying to like work through my own thoughts. I read a quote on Tumblr that was about high school, but it was just like, I should have just found it, but it was something to the extent of like, when you're there, it feels like it's like the most important thing in the world, and then when you leave, it's like, well, that wasn't actually important at all. And I know jobs are like that, where like when you're there, it's like the most critical thing of your life, like the most important moment in your life, and when you leave it, it's like it actually didn't really matter. Hey, so it's been a few days. This writing vlog has kind of gone off the rail, in case you haven't noticed. So if that's what you were here for and you want to just veer off course now, that's fine, because that's what I've done. So I did put in my 2 weeks notice, like a written one, and there was no confrontation. The boss and I just kind of avoided each other for the last 2 days I worked, so that was cool. By cool I mean a little weird. I'm sure he got the message because I left it on his desk. But also, he talked to my coworkers about it the day I was gone, the next day. So yeah. Hi, Zuko. I only have a few days left of work. And then I'm gonna kind of figure something else out. And I honestly was so excited about quitting my job. I've been so miserable, and so many people have noticed, and I feel so good after quitting. Like, I feel like my mind is just like coming back to me. I don't know, I feel amazing. I have not been writing. Actually, today I was going to film this over at my friend's house because I'm watching her puppies, and she has a little bitty puppy, but I didn't really ask like permission to film in her house, and I don't want to be that YouTuber who just like invades other people's privacy. So no puppy footage for you. If I remember to ask, maybe I can insert some pictures, because I did take some really cute pictures. Yeah, so I came back to feed my cats and make some dinner, so that's why I'm here, and then I'm gonna head back because I'm spending the night over there again. So the puppy has supervision, because they're 4 weeks old. They're very small. But I'm just going down the BTS rabbit hole. I am, like, within the last week, a BTS convert. Like, I had known about them last summer. I enjoyed Dynamite. My coworker, like, you know, threatened me with pain if I couldn't remember the names of all of the members. I got like constant quizzes. But I just had to remember their nicknames. But like, I went from not knowing anybody to being forced to name all of them at random points in the day, which is kind of funny. I'm like forced to pick a bias and all of that. But now, self-inflicted, I have become a convert. I'm so obsessed. All I've been doing is watching BTS music videos, run BTS, like just getting to know their personalities, and now I can pick them all out. So I don't know. I think you have to be like official to be part of their army, but like, I'm headed in that direction, let's just say. I told my coworker, let's get together and like watch a concert. Like, you can buy tickets to their concerts, and we can just watch it as a group on my TV. That'd be great. This month has devolved, but I'm thinking good things for next month. I really do want to do NaNoWriMo in July. I see my battery is running out, so I'll just talk until this is over, and then that's what's getting uploaded. So if it cuts out suddenly, that's what happened. I mean, I would love to just sit here and talk about BTS, but I feel like either the army's gonna come for me or people are not gonna care. So I won't talk about it. I'm feeling a lot better. It is today the hottest day of the freaking year. They said this is the hottest day, the hottest temperature for this day on record. It's 91, which when you live somewhere humid is pretty intense. And I have to drive all the way back to Tacoma. But I have to do it after rush hour traffic anyway, so I'm gonna make dinner. Actually, I already made dinner. You wanna see what I'm eating? If the battery lasts. Oh, let's see. Oh, I'm kicking things. Okay, this is what I'm having for dinner. Yeah. That looks pretty good. And I'm gonna watch more BTS. So thanks for following the vlog. It is gonna get back into a writing vlog at some point, especially because my schedule's gonna free up real soon here. And I think I'm just gonna feel so much better. I'm just gonna get back on track and then find another job. But I'm gonna take July off to focus on me, focus on my writing mostly, and to do NaNoWriMo. So thank you so much. I guess the battery did hold up, and you know, life happens and big events happen, and you kind of gotta go with the flow sometimes, and sometimes you have to make a big decision and know that it's for the best. Like this is a good decision. It's one I should have made 2 years ago that I didn't make, and now it's the right decision, even if it's a big and scary decision to make. I'm so excited to be quitting this job, even though there's no safety net. I mean, like, I've got a husband who's working right now too, so like I'm not sunk. I am very lucky. I know my privilege. Anyway, that's all for me. Yeah, I'm signing off now. Okay, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.